A few weeks ago, I came back to my homeland. It was recommended that I seek medical help there, go straight to the state hospital emergency room, and seek treatment, which is what I did with my dad Mike's assistance. I was diagnosed with a year-old fractured pelvis. I needed hip replacement surgery. As well, I needed to speak to a hospital social assistant to help with getting through the system. I stayed with my parents and my brother Stefan came to visit with his family and more.
Steffi's brought me the best stuff. The one thing that I miss so much in Cape Verde is awesome beef. We're gonna have a grill fest here with Steph, who brought a kilo of beef. Another favorite of ours, raclette cheese. Now for those of you who know what raclette cheese is, you know what it is. For those of you who don't, what are you missing out?
We're all together for what is called a grill party. It's a meal which consists of single portion sizes of meat to grill or raclette cheese to melt on a central cooking apparatus. Everyone chooses an ingredient as they please and cook their portion to their liking. A very Swiss-styled concept, together yet individual. Very popular here in Switzerland. The next day, Mike and I went to the local population registry, but it was closed due to a hacking of the city's data system. Local government was down for nearly 10 days. What happened to our technologically advanced Swiss-made? So we went to take care of some business in town. I needed new bank cards. Mine were nearly expired.
So strange to be back here.
As well, we went to the mall because I needed a local phone card. My leg was hurting more since I got here. Must be the cold climate. Man, I really look old here. Mom let me this useful cane. Thank you, Mom. Now, this is how things went down here. I told my story to the social assistant. She then met with the hospital legal team. They found a legal solution for me that will cover me at costs within my means. It will allow me to get the treatment I need so I can return and pursue my independent professional activity of sailing around the world, documenting and sharing it online. Hey man, that's how I make my living now. But first, I had to establish residency in the country. So that's why Mickey took me to the population registry. And now, because of freaking hackers, we can only wait. From up here, I could see the lake I learned to sail on. It looks like an ocean at times. And down there, at that marina, is where all this started. Winded Voyage began here.
So here we are, Fondue, beautiful little marina. And this is where my boat is. My wonderful little Sensonet, 1974, 6 meters 80, 21 foot approximately. And it's a modest little craft, but gets the job done. And then let's see if it can take us, or myself, around this incredible, magical, huge, giant lake.
A few years ago, when I was still living in Switzerland, I stumbled on the pioneers of sailing channels. I thought I could maybe do the same. I sailed and produced videos. So why can't I sail and live off of a sailing channel? So I thought I would try by sailing around Lake Geneva and documenting it. My brother Steph came along for a few days.
We slipped in here because we had a little one.
The lake is 70 kilometers long and 14 wide. One side is French, the other Swiss. Weather conditions can get pretty hairy out here. My brother still curses me to this day. Says I tried to kill him out there. He hates sailing because of me. You also get a good selection of weather. We started with hot and calm, and now look. I found out later that my boat leaked in the cabin. But there are port towns and cities all around the lake, and all are equipped with moorings for visitors, and many are free. After about 4 days, I started to get a feel for the solo sailor liveaboard lifestyle, and I was liking it. I took a bath to be fresh and clean so I could go into the city later on. I had sailed all the way to the other end of the lake and into the city of Geneva.
The Port des Eaux Vives here in Geneva. So stay the night here, get some food, and it's lively atmosphere here, like the city.
It's crazy because there's a lot of current here in the water because this is part of the Rhone River. So you can see the water moving, which eventually ends up in the Mediterranean. So when you dock here, you kind of have to turn on your motor because you start getting pulled by the current. Now it's time to make it back the other way. Well, see you later, Geneva. That's where I came from, all the way over there is Geneva. Way over there, that boat's probably going there with a bunch of tourists. So, pretty pleased with my progress today.
I sailed along the French coast to one of France's star attractions.
This is where the famous Evian water comes from, and people are lining up to get their free water because it's free and continuously flowing. So as you can see, there's a bunch of tourists there filling up to get their fill of Evian water, natural water. But that right behind me is the source of Evian water.
You know, this voyage gave me the feeling of real cruising. I mean, I was imagining I was on the high seas, pretending to be a salty sailor, when in fact I couldn't be more far away. A real freshwater sailor, that's what I was. But hey, it's now or never. I mean, you never know. I could get struck down at any moment.
I'm stuck here. I just checked and it seems like the western wind called the Vauder is really blowing. It's a dangerous wind. It just has these enormous gusts that come down the Rhone Valley because you can hear the wind in the masts and it just screams and hollers like an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
So I'm gonna go get something to eat, see if it's calmed down a little bit. Maybe I'll continue on just before nightfall. Then again, it might be dark by the time I get back, so I may spend the night here. This thing's a wreck. Bad. Nice little boat.
Looking back at this, yeah, I felt heroic then.
What an adventure.
That's me in my sophisticated whaler gear and performance boat shoes in that grand sailing vessel with the latest high-tech instruments and spacious living space. You think that guy there has got what it takes to sail to Cape Verde Islands? Hey man, I'm asking you. Do you got what it takes to untie the lines and sail the mighty oceans? Personally, I don't even bother asking anymore.
I had closed the circle, finished the tour of Lac Léman. A little more than a week ago, me and my brother stepped on my 21-foot Sansonet and cast off. It's not the sea or the ocean, it is Lac Léman. And in a way, it's our own Swiss ocean.
I made it! Around the lake, I made it! I did it! Yes!
I edited the series, put it on YouTube, then began my Winded Voyage. And now my voyage has taken me back here, at my parents' apartment, under tutelage and sorts by good solid Swiss Mickey. A pretty high fall from solo sailing the high seas. It's been a few days and we've been told the city government offices are open and running again. I was waiting for a document I ordered online authenticating my Swiss origins, which I was told I needed. In our country, you are Swiss by bloodlines, your heritage. For example, if you're born in Switzerland by non-Swiss parents, you are not automatically a Swiss citizen. Amen, it's not easy to be Swiss. Now I'm just trying to be a Swiss residing in Switzerland, and that has been rendered difficult because of the hackers. So back at the population control office we went. We should have waited a few more days to get my document, but Mike can be quite insistent and likes to get his way. And we got the document that certifies that I am a resident.
We did it, me and Mika did it.
Mike had an errand to run, so he took me up on the farmlands above the lake region. He was driving me into memory lane. I'd been up and down these roads much of my childhood, and not much had changed except here. It was all new, as Mickey the engineer pointed out. We went to a town called Châtel-Saint-Denis. The reason why was that Mike needed something to be fixed. And wouldn't you know it, we're in Switzerland at a Swiss watchmaker's shop. I could not have scripted this better. While we waited for his watch, I suggested we get cheese at the local cheese shop, one of the best in the region. As well, I had a craving for dinner. And later, go and have coffee at one of my favorite childhood spots, the Tivoli restaurant. My grandparents used to take me there when I was a kid.
Awesome coffee here. A little chocolate cup filled with cream. You drop the whole thing in your coffee. This place is legendary. Mike was sweet enough to bring me up here after the hospital stay. And you have delicious croissants. Look at this. Today is traditional Swiss night. We're making Swiss fondue, cheese fondue. We'll see how well Mike does. He knows how to read instructions. He's an engineer, he should do okay.
Le moyen jusqu'à ce que le fromage soit fondu.
Chef Mike is making the fondue.
Recipe says add a little garlic. We like to add a lot. And voila, Swiss cheese fondue. Looks like my adventures here have just begun.
Everything's done. Just did a CT scan. Asked the CT radiologist lady if she saw my picture and what she thought. She's like, holy shit, what happened? What did you do? So I told her. So anyways, next thing is the rendezvous with the anesthesiologist, and it's Friday. So now we're going off for another tour with Mika.
It was great to have you along on this voyage. Give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this series. Me and Galopin promise you a good time every Wednesday, so welcome aboard.